Tell me something. Do you plan for your joy? Or do you just go about every day hoping that it'll come to you? Think about it and let me know. Hi, everyone. This is Mona. And I am doing one step at a time. I'm taking my walk, which I haven't taken in a couple of days. But then again, I have so many activities, I get to do that. How are you? I am hoping you and yours is having a wonderful day as we continue in our weight loss journey. You will notice that I changed the name. Good morning. You will notice that I changed the name from 68 and overweight to Mona Finds Joy. Why, you might ask? Because, I don't know, I think that some people may have looked at that name negatively. And as I started doing the different playlists, me, myself, and I going for a walk, when I'm doing the exercise using my flags, or the gym, I can't show you that because that's copyright. I believe maybe because there's music always playing. And then there's me at home. And, of course, walking now. And I realized besides this weight loss journey that I'm on, I don't want to just get up every day, even if I wasn't on this weight loss journey. I don't want to get up every day hoping that I have a joyous day. So when I get up, instead of thinking of all the things that's not going right or the things I hope could go right, I realize I have control in my finding joy. Even when I get up and I say I'm going for a walk, I'm finding joy in my walk. When I say I'm going to the gym, I'm finding joy in the gym. When I am laying in the bed and don't feel like moving, I'm finding joy doing that. When I'm getting in the car and just going wherever, I'm finding joy in that. So, I think it's very important to find your joy. And the joy, my joy can't be in whether the scale goes down. I have lost 10 pounds and I am on my 5th week. Later today, I'll take my 6th shot injection and we'll go from there. I was pretty nervous at first because when I went up to the 5, because I started getting a little hungry. I think I'm doing it again. Or either I don't know, something's going on in the evening with me. I probably need to take in more protein instead of grabbing for that little bag of popcorn. I bought the little travel size, which doesn't make a difference. I'll just go back and get 2 or 3 more. So having the small bags doesn't make a difference. If I want it, I'm going to eat it. So, but I know that's fiber and it's not bad for you, but I just have to be mindful. So, I was thinking, like, am I going to be sick? Am I going to be sick? Because you listen to people on YouTube and they're telling their story, and some of the stories are not good, but still they're truth. But I wasn't fatigued, yes, and I was dealing with that even when I was on a 2.5. So that's why I take it on Friday, so I have Saturday and Sunday to recover. So if I feel up to it, hopefully by Sunday I could go to church if I choose. And, so I don't just lay in the bed all weekend, but sometimes you need that rest. So what else happened with it? I don't have any problems. I don't have any constipation issues. I used to empty out before 2 and 3 times a day. I'm going to 2, but I try to eat a lot of greens, or when I don't eat the greens, I have green supplements that in my stews, I put the portion in it. Even for my shakes, I put the fruit powders in it, the organic fruit powders. So I'm still getting in the nutrition that I need. So that's that. I just started my walk. It's already, let's see, 76 and the humidity's 90 something percent, but I really like coming out and getting some air. Yesterday I did the incumbent bike for 2 miles in a gym, but there is nothing like walking and looking at the beautiful greenery, listening to the birds chirping, and breathing the smell of green leaves. So that's the joy that I found this morning. Let me tell you what happened, okay? This is not about my Zep-bound journey, but it's just things that's going on in my life. I'm a Verizon girl. I think it was in the early 90s. I believe so. I don't know. I can't remember anymore. There was a blackout in New York City, and all the cell towers was down except for Verizon. I believe I had Sprint at the time. They only had Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon way back when. And that it went on for 3 days. After that, I changed to Verizon, and I never looked back. Yes, they cost more money, but they are more reliable. So I have now the Wi-Fi box and I'm only paying like $35 a month. And I guess it helps having their cards. So I needed an updated box, the 5G box. So when I went in, they was taking me like a new customer. And they said, well, we'll give you a $100 Amazon gift card. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me. Well, I never did get it. So when I called them, they just credited me $100 to my phone bill. And from the points, I got back around $20-something, I ended up paying $28.31 for my phone and internet bill, including my watch, stuff. And that was really awesome. Well, here's a part two. Another thing, they said that you'll get a free TV. So I'm like, okay, free TV, I'll take it. Can I mail it to someone? No, you can't do that. I figure, let's see someone I know that could use another TV. And so it wasn't right away. It was 3 months. So, my Verizon, my internet Wi-Fi box wasn't going anywhere. So I got the email saying for me to fill out the paperwork. I guess my 3 months was up. I could do it now. They don't send it to you right away for you to get a TV and then close and tell them you don't want that account anymore. So yesterday, the TV was delivered. It was a 43-inch smart TV by Samsung. And it said LED, whatever that means. But I was really happy about it because I only had a little 32-inch in my bedroom. And good morning. And this was and it's on a tilt, on a dresser to the side. So this big old 43 inches is making me really happy. I get to watch my exercise videos, look at you all and what you're doing and how things are going in your journey and what I can learn from you and different type of exercise techniques. So right now, I put my little 32-inch aside because I really wanted to give it away. But when I was looking up the model, I only saw 2 or 3. And that's a small amount. Good morning. Saying that it didn't work or whatever. So I said, let me just hold on to my little Vizio. But right now, it may not be as, high tech, the things that make it look like you're there. But it works fine to me, and I'm happy about that. So I'll just wait a little while and then see who could use that second TV. Yes, maybe for someone it may be their first. So that's my plan. I did watch a show. Hey, looking at the different learning techniques on YouTube brings me joy. Looking at the different forms of exercise brings me joy. Learning the do's and don'ts bring me joy. So those type of things is stimulating my mind, increasing my mental ability, and I'm learning. So that's something else that brings me joy. Yes, 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 yes. Joy. Mona finds joy every day, every minute of the day. I am finding joy. Now let's talk about that. Does that mean that there won't be times that I won't feel joyful? Joy is not knocking at my door, or even though I go to seek joy, it doesn't come? Or I might even be filled with sorrow. So it doesn't mean because Mona finds joy, doesn't mean that things will come into my life that takes away my joy. But the key thing is to know that I can find it. And all that's going on in my life, I could find it. All that's going on in your life, you could find it. Now, back to the TV show. This one gentleman, and I'm leaving here and then I'm going to the gym again, because Saturday and Sunday I probably won't be moving because, I usually feeling fatigue and everything. And then my body do need to rest. The other joy that I told you I like, resting, sleeping, turning my antennas, pulling my antennas down. Yeah, I like that too. So this particular guy was showing dumbbells. I think that's what it's called. It's the ones that have a handle. And he was showing how holding that and walking with it, and it needs to be heavy, not something easy. And it tells you how to bend, keep your back straight, keep your chest up, and you just walk with it. And when you walk with it, it's a good all over body exercise. And then he said if you want to push yourself even more, he was walking with one. And one of them was trying to make him lean. Look, I'm leaning like I'm holding it. Lean to the left if he was holding in his left hand. And he had to pull his body up while holding that weight. And he says that works on your oblique. And then you do your other side. I knew there was something I was supposed to be doing yesterday, but I couldn't remember what it was. That's what it was. I also got into this show. Okay, I'm not morbid or anything, but it was about the anatomy. And I don't remember the name of this show. It's on YouTube. It's a teaching show. It's a lot of students use it. So here they have a table, well, about 6, 7, 8 different tables, and they have these cadavers. Of course, I want to give my body the science because I figure they could learn from it, especially that they had this skeleton named, forgot his name, so we'll just call him Jim. And he's been with them for 8 years, which the students, those learning to be doctors and whatever in that field, that they'll learn all of that, and they examine it and they learn it. So they had like, what happens to your body when you're on Zepbound? What happens to your body from certain exercises? What happened to your ligaments? What happened to this? What happened to that? So now they have all of these cadavers opened up. Well, yeah. And then they're showing the ligaments And they're telling the whole story of what happens to your body, how it stretches, how it does this to it. It was true. It's amazing. I mean, it's really amazing what you're able to learn. But I also found out, because, I could go from one story to the next. I also find out that if you're an organ donor, you may not be able to give your body the signs, because they're teaching, like they're like looking at the brain or the heart or the valves, the arteries. So if everything is gone that they may want to learn from, you don't have anything for them to use. So I have to look into that a little further, because that's the way it is. Okay, so I'm coming around the bend where it smells like a light skunk, and you know what that means. Wow, okay. But it's nice and shady over here. So anyway, I just want to remind you that, good morning. Are you guys purifying the air? Have a good day. So anyway, I want to remind you, finding joy is thinking about the things that gives you joy, or the things that can give you joy. You will do the ones that give you joy, and you'll press towards the ones that can give you joy. So keep on pressing, keep on exercising, keep on smiling, and have a wonderful day, week, until we meet again. This is Mona signing out. Bye.